Want to say thank you very much to Chelsea. I think she's got us set up absolutely perfectly today. I have front camera, I have top camera, I got side camera. I think I have sound. I'm marvelous. Yeah, it's wonderful. So welcome, hello everyone, to another Wacky Wednesday at my sewing room. We are available on Facebook and YouTube Mondays to Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Sometimes it might be an alternate time depending on what's going on, but usually Monday to Friday at 10:30 a.m. We always like to thank you very much for all of your likes and your loves, all the sharing that you do, all your comments, your pictures, everything that you send to us. It's always fun to see what everybody's doing and hope that they're having a wonderful summer. Okay, now I see that Ruth is already signed in. Hi, Ruth. How are you, girl? All right. Special shout out to some of our Facebook, YouTube fans. Nancy C, Sandy A, Ann L, Loanne F, Ruth C, Robin S, Patty G, Carol D, Tina B, Vicky S, Carol M, Chris L, Carol G, Glenda I, Mary Z, Vivian H, Lynn S, Ann S, Ann L, oh, I'm on a roll on the Anns, Jean J, and Betty L. You guys are some very faithfuls that tune in all the time to our Facebook shows Monday to Friday. It's wonderful that we have a following. Thank you so much. All right, well, I hope everyone is enjoying summer. Yes, the blessed heat that's supposed to be with Calgary for another 10 days. So summer's here, so let's rock and roll while the summer's on. And if you're not a heated fan where you like going outside and gardening, and hi Tina B, I'm sweet, she can watch us live. Excellent, thanks Tina. If you're not out gardening, golfing, hiking, camping, all those wonderful things that you do in the summer, visiting the lake, visiting people, traveling, having a wonderful time, thank you for tuning in. And if you don't have air conditioning, I hope you're hiding out in your basement, which is where your sewing room might be, and you're busy sewing away and having time. So yeah, it's been so hot. I hope you keep cool. All right, now in June, June 20th, we started a project called Fabric Collage. And at that time, I talked to you a little bit, hi Ann, a little bit about the patterns that Laura Heine has available. And I had purchased one from a while ago. So Lola and Olive are not in the store, but that's the one that I had purchased earlier. There's quite a few that she's got. So the technique for doing them is the same for all of them. So just thought we'd let you know that. But we started a few weeks ago, and we began to read the pattern, and we found out some things that you need for your pattern. Let's take a quick top view. When we first started out, we needed to have some pattern ease, which we then put our design on. And boy, I didn't realize that Olive and Nola were so big, but that's a big pig. Woohoo! Anyways, she said to copy it with a black felt pen, Sharpie. I did it with pencil because the Sharpie bleeds right through. So if you're going to do it on top of your original pattern, you're going to stain your pattern with your felt pen. So do it in pencil, and then you can trace over it with the Sharpie. And I did this one's in blue, but have something underneath it, a piece of paper or newspaper or a piece of cardboard or something, because it goes right through the fabric ease. So if you're tracing that pattern and you're going to follow her directions to use the Sharpie, do it in pencil first, put it under something, and then you can do the Sharpie. So that way you can see the whole thing nice and bright, not only from that side, but from this side too, it helps you know where the lines are when you go to cut it out. Okay. All right. So that was our first step, was to pick a pattern, get some pattern ease, and do the design on a piece of pattern ease, and copy it out so that you're ready to go. She doesn't suggest using the actual pattern in the paper copy because it is paper and it won't stick. So you got to use pattern ease, something that you can attach all your pieces to. Okay, what else do we need for this week? Let's have another look. So we have our pattern. We also need an applique pressing sheet. And you need the two-sided fusible, whether it's Wonder Under or whether it's Steam a Seam 2. You need that. Have a little iron heating up off to the left here because we're going to be attaching some Wonder Under to our pieces of fabric. We need a little cutting rotary cutter. We need our mat. We need a big ruler. We need some scissors. She recommends K. Buckley sharp ones because they're sharp right to the point. They are good for fabric and paper. You won't want to use your good Gingers or your Europeans on it because that will dull the blade, because we've got paper product on the back of the fabric. So we want to use something like the K. Buckley, or just a pair of scissors if you have them at home. I've got a pair of orange Fiskars that I sometimes use, and that's great. Because I'm not using Steam a Seam Light 2, I brought a couple of different glue pens because sometimes you want to glue it in place to see how it looks, but you don't want it permanently there. It's only temporary until such time as you actually iron it into place. So these are some of the things that we are going to use today. All right. And if you've ever seen any of my shows about using Wonder Under, you know that you might need some iron cleaner when you're done, because I've sometimes stuck a few legs to my iron. All right, let's go back out front. I have to tell you, I was looking at one of the Facebook memes, and there was a lady with like a curly set of hair, and she'd stuck her sunglasses in it, and then she leaned over like this, and she looked just like one of the Muppets off the Muppet Show. Anyways, I wonder if I look like a Muppet in my little sunglasses and hat. I'm a Muppet. Anyways, here we are, summertime. Okay, now it was difficult reading all of the pattern things and how much you needed this and how much you needed that for fabrics. So what I did was I went to Dawn, and Dawn is one of those magnificent kit makers, and we found a kit of fabric that went with the pattern, and we do have those. So those are available for you, and instead of having to pick your own, you can certainly supplement from your own stash and everything. But yeah, I don't have that big a stash. I'm usually a project person, buy for the project, make the project, and then that's it. All right, so in my lovely kit that she gave me, we followed the pattern requirements. It said you need a background fabric. So there's my background fabric. So this will be used to adhere our little pigs onto. So that's our background fabric. You also need, she said, borders and coordinating border fabrics. So main border, oh, can't see it, main border, and some coordinating border fabrics. And she tells you how big to cut them. So that's what my dear Dawn has done. So those ones, and then the other one that's in the kit is the binding fabric. And I can put those aside because we will not be using them on this show. We will be using them on Fabric Collage Continuing Part 3. This is only Part 2. So I'm just going to set those fabrics aside because we won't use them today. Probably won't get to these ones also. These are my grass ones on my pattern. You'll notice that the little piggies have grass at the bottom. So there's the background fabric. That is the border with some alternating border fabrics, and then the grass. Those are going to go on at the very end. We're just going to work on the little piggies today, little Lola and Olive. Now in my kit, of course, Dawn provided us with some cuttable motifs, they call them. and some flower underlay fabric. And you know, I don't know where I would go if I didn't have this fabric, because I don't have these many pieces of fabric in my stash, all these different kinds. And then she cut out some smaller ones that are the cuttable motifs. So, because these ones we're actually going to fussy cut completely and cut to fit our picture. So those are the other things that Miss Dawn provided that Laura Heine's asking for. Flower underlay fabric. So that's going to be the base of our pigs. And we're going to fussy cut motifs and put them over top. The last thing she asked for the pigs was some grays to be outlines. Because if you look at the pattern again, you'll see, let's maybe do a close-up here. Let me do a close-up for you. You can see on the pattern, let's take it out of the plastic so it doesn't glare quite so much. You'll see in the pattern there are spots along here where there's just touches of little black to outline. That's so that the pigs can stand out from each other. The ears can show off from the background fabrics. You can define the chin, the nose, the eyes. So we need some little black and gray pieces that will be our outlines. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, back to the front. So that's what we're going to attempt to do today. So she says, get your two-sided fusible and then get busy fusing them to all of your fabrics. You're going to need a lot of it. So, Steam and Seam Light 2 is really preferred because it tacks down and you can move it here and there, and it isn't until you actually adhere it to the surface that it is permanent. I'm not that wealthy, so I have used Wonder Under. So let me show you how to attach Wonder Under, okay? And we're going to do that with a lot of our pieces. I just made one for you to see how I did it. So this is the gray for outlines. This is the sticky side. I am going to adhere this to that side, and Miss Heine says that you have to heat it well. It just gets better with heat. So we're just going to press that on. So we've got Wonder Under cut to fit underneath this piece. I didn't put my applique sheet on. You can, but I want you to see what I'm doing. And I've made sure that my Wonder Under is slightly tinier than my fabric so that I don't stick it to the iron, which, as you know, I've done. All right, that's how we're doing. So this is probably a time-consuming job, and I was thinking you could probably break this up into several mornings or several afternoons. First one is to adhere all your Wonder Under or Steam and Seam Light to your fabric, because it takes a little while. And then once you've got that all done, okay, put that iron aside, we're ready to go. Ooh, she's a little hot. Let me just get my fingers out of the way. All right. I see that I've kind of missed it just a little, so I'm going to trim off that extra little edge of Wonder Under so that you don't see that when I'm cutting it up. Okay. All right, then I did that. I got some pieces with my little black pieces. I did some of my cuttable motifs. I got them all Wonder Undered. And then I froze. Oh, it was a moment like a deer in the headlights. And I thought, well, I'm really nervous. What do I do? So, of course, I asked an expert. I went to talk to Julie. Julie's one of our lovely ladies that work on the floor with us. If you like to see her, she's here on Sundays. But she has made 4 collage products. The one called Hazelnut, I think it is hanging in our studio here in the classroom. And it's absolutely adorable. And she said, don't be afraid, Sandy. Just go for it. because it's very forgiving. Every one of them is going to be unique and wonderful. Just do it. Okay, so, I'm going to just plunge in. What else do you tell me? She said, well, if you're going to do this, she said, it's always good to put the outline piece in, and then you can cover it with your other pieces, leaving it to show, of course, so that, you know where the edge of the quilt is and know where you're going to cut and things. So I said, okay, I can do that. I said, any other things? She says, nope, just have a good time, cut it out. Okay, so I said, okay, all right. So let's try it out a little bit and see. Okay, so let's open up pigs. Here's Nola. And if I'm looking at my pattern, Nola had a little bit of black around her ears. So let's just look, let's see. So she's got a little bit of black along this part of the ear to sort of frame it from the picture. She's got a little bit of black along here to distinguish it from the face, and then she's got, oh, it's always good to have your bill in there so you can't see, and then she's got some around the nose and around here. So I thought that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and do some of that. So she says, Miss Laura Heine says, take your black fabrics, take your cutter, and she said about 1/4 inch pieces for the outline. That way you can cover them and put them into place, but they'll still have enough to show once you've covered the edges. So these are all Wonder Undered, paper backed, and she said cut the strips into about 1/4 inch. So woohoo, there we go, 1/4 inch. And we're just going to try a few of these. Okay, now I'm not going to iron it on completely because I'm not ready yet, so we're just auditioning things. The other thing I want to do is to cut out a piece of the back, like the flower foundation fabrics. So I'm just going to trim off the selvage edge because I really don't want that in my picture. And then I'm going to just cut some shapes. And I'm thinking, okay, let's just cut a shape. Let's just cut a few shapes. Oh, this is the scary part, right? Just cutting shapes and seeing where they're going to go. The other thing you can do is then take your scissors, and this is where the K. Buckley scissors come in, and you have to actually trim out your special motifs that you would like to use. So this is a big project. So it takes, I would say, a morning or an afternoon to fuse on all your stuff. And then it takes you time to cut out all your fussy cuts, just the way you like them. And then you start auditioning. Cut up your fabrics and start auditioning. Okay, so there's a fancy cut. All right. Let's get that. Let's work on, what's the easy one? What's an easy one? How about this little ear here? So it says that I need to put on a small piece of the black to outline that ear. Now where's my little glue pen? And you can, this is Wonder Under, you can kind of glue it a little bit. She said 1/4 inch, but no more than maybe like 2 inches. And then you just kind of ease it into your nose there. Okay, so let's put a little bit of, and you can trim it up a little bit. I think that one, I'm going to go like that. And I'm just going to temporary glue stick this into place just so we can see. So there's the first little outline. And she said a little goes a long way, right? Okay, so that's kind of down where I think I want it to be. You can't see that at all. Okay, there it is. Now I'm thinking I would like a curvy piece. I have a little piece of the black left over, so let's make a tiny piece along there. Glue that. Just see how that is. I want to put it underneath there, I think. This is where you go and you just have fun, right? So that will make the end of that ear. And then I'd like to put some fabric in here. So I'm thinking I'm just going to cut a piece that's kind of like that. And I'm just going to ease it in there. Oh, that's kind of cute. Okay, so there we have a little piece of the ear. Let's put, you know, I've got many other pieces. And then you're supposed to, once you got this done, like you got your, let's see, pretend I have the whole ear covered. Like that. Then you can put your special designs on top to emphasize things. This might make a really cute ear. So if I took the green thing off, maybe he'd be cute in the middle of the eye. And then for the eyes, she said, you know, just cut some little strips to give it some definition. So little strips, not too big, just to give it that little, so you can tell that might be an eyeball. Woohoo! He's got, but she got it. You know, I might just cut the green stem off because maybe that's my eyeball, and that's the center, and that's my eye. So those would go on after, but hey, that's a good eye. I like it. Anyways, so you just start layering them on, bit at a time, different kinds, put some stuff on there. The stainless seam works the best because then you can pick it up and move it and pick it up and move it. If I was ready, then I would peel these off very gently and iron those into place. So I think we've got a really big project to do here. It's going to take another few weeks. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave you here cutting out all of your wondering all your fabrics, cutting out all your little decorative pieces, and do some auditioning. Okay, figure out where you want things to be. Once you've done that, iron them into place. So that's what I'm going to work on it for the next 3 weeks, is to iron these into place. And then I'll be ready with this pig part to take this and put it, show you how to put it onto the border, the background, and put the borders on. Once we've got that done, then we can cut out and put the grass and all the other embellishments on. That might be week 4. Week 5, which I think is going to be fun, is Emily has said she would show us how to long arm this on the long arm. So once I've got it all together, we're going to be taking it to Emily and she's going to show us how to long arm this. We'll give you some ideas of how to quilt it and how to put it together. But I'm really liking that eye I made. So that's how we go about it. Just piece at a time, piece at a time. So between now and next 3 weeks, I think we're doing it in August, I will finish wonder-undering all my fabric. I will cut out all my pieces and I will audition them and then iron them on. Okay? And then we'll be ready with this summer project to go on to the next part, which would be our background fabric and our borders. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave you with this today. That is Collage Continuing Part 2. Now, she said, oh my goodness, she's just nothing but talk, 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 talk. And she hasn't even told a single joke. Well, you know, I'm sitting at my sewing machine and I look around and, you know, I really hate a messy house. Not enough to actually clean it, but enough to give it a really disgusted eye roll from my sewing machine. Yep, that's the truth. And how do you know if the thief was a seamstress? Well, she seems to be following a pattern. All right, so I also have to tell everybody at home that when I'm going to work on a project, I don't want to be disturbed. So I tell them, let me sew, and no one gets hurt. Right? Perfect. One last one before I introduce some really beautiful fabric to you that just came in. You know, I consider sewing much cheaper than therapy. It's relaxing. It's challenging. It's fun. It makes me think. It also makes me go and question things and ask people for help. And, you know, there are some wonderful people here at the store who have years of experience, and if you need any help on anything, they're the ones to call. And you can call us at the store, can come in and visit us. You can email us your questions, we'll answer it. And if it's something I can't answer, there's a whole segment called Ask Anne that you can certainly, she will answer for you. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave collage for today, but I have some announcements and I want to introduce a brand new fabric to you. Chelsea was kind enough to put it out in a newsletter yesterday, and this is it. It is called Three Sisters Favorites Vintage Linen by Moda, and it comes not only as bolted fabric but as pre-cut. So we did get the jelly rolls, we did get the 5-inch cakes, little cakes, and the layer cakes. I forgot what these are called. Maybe we'll just call them little tarts. I don't know. They're the 5-inch ones and the 10-inch ones. So there are some beautiful pre-cuts, but I want you to look at some of their feature fabrics. Look at how beautiful this is, and the color. Look at the gorgeous colors. And it has great sayings. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. It's got Mason Jean Elion. It's got butterflies. It's got beautiful, beautiful background fabric. It's just gorgeous. These would make great tote bags. It's just gorgeous. Table runners, just simply adorable. And these pre-cuts are so lovely. These would be our Anne's type of fabrics because she just adores those. Let me also point out behind you, there's another one, which is upside down. If anybody notices, the birds are, I've got it upside down. This one has beautiful little birds and moss and flowers, and it's not a butterfly, but a moth maybe. Absolutely gorgeous. These make great backgrounds for collage products. Any kind of pattern you want to use. These might be too loud, but look at the other ones. They're just gorgeous. They're simple and beautiful, creamy with wonderful designs on them, and they would look fabulous at the back of a quilt or a back of a collage. They're just absolutely, let me get my head out of the way, absolutely gorgeous. Anyways, that is on display. We'll be taking it out front after Facebook and let you know that the Three Sisters is in the house. Woohoo! Anyways, beautiful fabric, and if you need a bit of a close-up of the fabric, or Michael working hard to get the fabric out, check our knee news from yesterday. It's quite funny. All right, things that are coming up. Are you ready? Social sewing. So if you like to come in and sew, the 19th, 20th, and 26th, Friday, Saturday, and a Friday, we do have social sewing those days. It goes from 10:30 to 4:30. It's $10 plus tax. You get that back as a coupon, so you can spend it readily in the store if you want something that goes to your project. So that, just phone and sign up, or sign up online. But social sewing, it's air conditioned in here, and it's going to be like 30 some degrees again for the next little while. Really hot for 10 days. Maybe you want to come visit us. All right, next Monday, for all of you people who want to learn how to long arm, we have our long arm renter certification. It is on the Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Emily will be conducting that one. It's $150 plus tax. And once you've learned how to use the long arms, then you come in and rent and have some fun and visit with all of us and Em and get some things done. So anyways, get some projects piling up that need to be done. Or do you need to have them quilted immediately? Bring them in. Emily has time. So bring it in and let's keep her busy for the rest of the summer. All right. So that's long arm renter certification and long arming. So bring it in. Now, the last thing I want to mention is what's happening on Saturday, July 27th. First off, we are going to have the Bernina 990 prototype in the store just for that Saturday, July 27th. It will be out front for you to poke buttons and look at it and talk about it and touch it and view it. So come on in. We are open that Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and that machine is on viewing only for that day. Not sure what's going to happen to it after Saturday's over, but it's moving on. So that's the Bernina 990 prototype. Also coming up on that day, woo, 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 party time. Saturday, July 27th, it's Kimberbell Day, and we're having the watch party. So if you are interested in doing the Kimberbell Day with Kimberbell, of course, go to Kimberbell and register. They're the ones that send you your free design. So you must register with Kimberbell in order to do that. Now, if you do that, you can stay home and view it at home. Perfectly fine. Or for an extra $5, you can sign up for us and come into the party. Yeah, we're going to have a viewing party that day. Our doors will open at 8:45. I've got Deb manning the doors for us. And I will be in the room, the classroom, set up waiting for you because the show starts right at 9 a.m. and it goes till 1 o'clock. So that will be so much fun. So this is a watch party only. There's no sewing. We're just viewing things. We're having some games. We're having some contests. We're having some giveaways. We're having this and that and treats. Okay. Anyways, that is what we're doing. So there's no sewing. Okay. But there will definitely be treats. Did I say that already? Yeah. Definitely be treats. All right. Anyways, the theme of this party is as sweet as candy. Yes, so we're going to be decorating the classroom. We're going to have some treats out for you. We've got some door prizes. We have a few little contests. It should be fun. Losing my voice already. Now, one of the contests, of course, is costume. So if you feel like it, do your best to do life as sweet as candy. Costume it up. It doesn't have to be on theme, on point. It can just be something fun. Anyway, so we're going to have a little costume party, right? All right. I like that part. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo, woo-hoo. All right. So anyways, that's what's happening. That is $5 plus tax. So sign up. So I have a head count because I need to bring coffee, there'll be tea, there'll be water, there'll be muffins, there'll be cupcakes, there'll be candy, and there'll be contests, and there'll be, it'll be so much fun. There'll be giveaways, there'll be some special offers and some good things. So that is Kimberbell Day Watch Party. So that is, it is really supposed to be an in-store thing so that we can get together, view things, have a good time. It also helps you to meet other Kimberbell fans, Kimberbellas and fellas that really subscribe to Kimberbell and love doing their projects. And it's a good opportunity to sign up for Gingerbread Christmas. That's going to be our next event, so that will be fun. So that's what's happening in July, and I will be back on Tuesday for Tuesday AM and Wacky Wednesday on Wednesday, starting a new summer project. Yeah, it's called the Nantucket Bag. Could be fun. Anyways, and then on Thursday, I'm going to be doing the Chatting with Chelsea, except it's going to be this, I don't know, the Speaking with Sandy. Anyways, I will have a special guest for you and find out what she's all about. Anyways, that's next week. So tomorrow, if you're tuning in, Chelsea will be Chatting with Chelsea, and she's going to be with Emily. So tune in for that and see that. That will be fun. All right, everybody, that was Collage, Fabric Collage, continuing part 2, and I will see you next week. You keep cool, sew up in the basement, put a fan on, whatever you need to keep cool. Look after your pets, and don't forget your husbands, those other halves or whatever, and the little pets and all the flowers. Make sure you're doing well. All right, we'll talk to you again. Take care. Bye.